No, not on this end.
Oh, good. Welcome. You're looking live-ish at Lindsay and Cass as we make the picks because the others are not here today. So thanks for joining us. All 27 people that are in. No, we don't have that many. We actually have 56 followers on the YouTubes. Can you believe that?
Nice.
I mean, I can't believe there's 56 people that gives a shit about us.
Well,
I mean, obviously, like you, of course, I could see, but I put a video out and it gets negative views. Negative, like opposite positive, negative.
Yeah, you're right. I'm the draw here.
Yeah, the big ticket. All right. We start off every show like always. Well, hold on a second. Before we get started, I'm not feeling 100% today. We're going to kind of rifle through this. I've been a little under the weather for about a month now or more, and I really don't feel good today. So we're going to rifle through this. I'm going to suck it up, make it happen. Lindsay and I are going to motor on through the sky. But we're going to start our show off like we do every time with our salute to the service academies. And without y'all, we couldn't do what we do. So thank you to all those former and active service members. We appreciate everything you do. And to show you that, we will select the games, pick the winners. Lindsay, how did the Merchant Marine Academy do last week?
Very, very well. I don't think they could have done better. They shut out Norwich 49-0 in Northfield, Vermont. And next week they go to play the Nerds at MIT. So I'm going to also predict a win for them next year, too. And they play at home in Kings Point, New York.
Kings Point. Have you ever been to Kings Point, New York?
No, I haven't.
No. It's a lovely place. So I've heard. I know. I actually know somebody that played at the Merchant Marine Academy.
Okay.
Played football there. Yeah. So. But he was from the area. It was a big deal.
Very nice.
It was good to see. Nice. Well, I got some good news as well. The Coast Guard Academy took it to Worcester Polytechnical Institute, 49-21 with the big W. The 3-1 Coast Guard Bears 3-1 Bears whooped up on WPI. That's Worcester Polytechnical Institute. I keep saying that because it just drives Lindsay insane. Because I have no idea how to say it. Worcester. It sounds like something like incester. Worcester. But this week, they travel to check this name out. Throgs Neck, New York, to take on SUNY Maritime College. Do you know where Throgs Neck, New York is, Lindsay?
I do not.
Neither do I. No. But it sounds like a god-awful place. We're going to go to Throgs Neck. Like,
yeah,
what?
Not. I don't think it's a real destination town.
They say that we have some weird names in the South. Anyways, I look for the Coast Guard Academy, the Bears, to go and score another 50 points. There's only one team that's held below 50 points all year, but they're averaging 50 points a game right now.
That's impressive.
I mean, the defense is averaging like 40 points a game.
That's not the point.
They won a game 92-60.
How often do you give up 60 points and win the game by 32 points?
Yeah, but I think maybe one of those deals you're up by so much that it didn't really matter.
That's right.
If y'all are wondering why I keep looking left, is my screen to look at Lindsay is here, but the camera's here. You know what I mean? So, the one person that was watching. Thank you for watching. I'm sure they clicked off because they saw my ugly mug on the TV. So this week we travel to play SUNY Maritime. Then in not 1 but 2 weeks, we travel to take on the Nerds of MIT. And this is actually a rivalry game. Well, no, it's not a rivalry game. No. This is a Gold Star Families game. So that's kind of cool. Something to look forward to on October 18th. And it'll be in New London, Connecticut at Cadet Memorial Field. Something to look out for in the future there. And all of these games you can find on Flow Sports. So if you pay the $40 a month for Flow Sports, which, man, you could pull these up and watch them. And the SUNY Maritime game kicks off at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and you go from there.
Endless entertainment coming to you from Flow Sports.
Flow Sports. I mean, they have like racing and all kinds of stuff on there, but it's super expensive. I mean, well, it's not super expensive. It's just more than I want to like dish out. But of course, I think that the YouTube Premium is too expensive. So
I don't do it.
Yeah, I grew up on commercials.
I can take it.
All right. We got to talk about last week in the world of college football. Army, kind of a stinker last week. They lost to East Carolina 28-6. We actually were watching that game while we were on last week's live. Yeah, it wasn't great. Army does not look great this season, but it'll be okay. They'll be better, or they won't. So, and then we'll recap. Oh man, they just got destroyed. And then I know that Jude is the Air Force guy, but Air Force lost to Hawaii 44-35. But what's important, I think, is Hawaii might be okay. They might not be complete dog shit, but we'll never know because they're never on TV. You can never watch any of their games unless they're playing a service academy. Then they'll end up on CBS Sports Network. But Air Force goes down to Hawaii, so it's kind of a bummer. And then Navy, they weren't in a close game with Rice, but it was a little too close for comfort. 21-13. Rice is a decent team. Blake Horvath, the leading passer, leading runner. Leading receiver was Alex Tetska. He had 53 yards. Navy did well. This week, though, we do have a Commander-in-Chief Cup game, a CIC game that goes down, and that's between Navy and, drumroll, Air Force. But that's going to be in our picks here in just a minute. We'll get to that. I was kind of holding to see if Jude shows up because Air Force is his chosen team, and he has chosen them to beat Navy, and I think that both Jude, this is the funny thing. So Lindsay put his picks out last night. Jude did his picks a few hours ago. They're the exact same picks.
Again?
So has the student become the teacher in this deal? What's going on here?
It's even possible.
I mean, y'all have the exact same picks.
That's weird. What a weird coincidence.
Yeah. Like, Hunter and I talk about these things, and we don't pick the same games ever. Like we discussed this. This is part of we have a night of the week where he's like off from work and we talk. We won't sit down. Obviously, I sit down, but anyways, I digress. So, you ready to start talking about this week?
Let's do it.
All right. The only thing to do it is to do it, right?
That's right.
This is a big week in college football. You know what I mean? Right now, we got Sam Houston State at New Mexico State. Sam Houston State's the worst team in college football. Hands down. New Mexico State is winning that game. We don't need to go any further. But we have a pretty interesting matchup tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. From Newark, Delaware Stadium, the Blue Hens of Delaware host the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Delaware is the favorite by 2.5 points. Vegas says 61.5 points to play the game. Lindsay, I know we're a split pot here. Mm-hmm. Half of us have chosen Western Kentucky and the other half chose Delaware. Would you like to guess who chose Delaware and who chose Western Kentucky?
I believe I chose Western Kentucky as well as Jude.
Yeah, it's pretty funny because you have the picks in front of you.
I do.
You're supposed to lead up a little bit more. You're supposed to say,
well, I run the risk of in real time picking a team that I already or picking a different team than one I already picked.
I already have it here. I have it here in my notes. We do have a lot of games this week that we've all convened on. Like we've all picked the same team to win. So there'll be some separation games, but not many. So it'll be one of those tight weeks.
Speaking of tight, the Delaware Western Kentucky game should be a close game. I'm looking forward to that one because going in, Delaware is only favored by 2.5. So
yeah,
I believe
they're
Kentucky will be able to pull it out in the end. A little more potent offense from them, and I suspect they will win probably by no more than a touchdown, but they'll pull it out.
I'm taking the Blue Hens not only to win, but to cover. But 2.5 is not hard to cover. So
No, it's not.
All right, Lindsay, little Q&A here.
Yeah.
Who is the most famous Delaware Blue Hen of all time? NFL player.
Vince Young. Tom Brady? Hold on. Give me one more guess.
Uh-oh. He faded out. We're never going to know. What was that?
Brett Favre?
Brett Favre. No, come on. He couldn't get
I
in.
don't know.
Delaware.
I don't know anybody came from that.
No way. He went to Southern Miss. You know why? Because it was the only place that he could probably qualify to get into.
He had a pen.
He had a pen. He could spell his first name. Last name, not so much. Fabra. All right. I was going to go with Joe Flacco, but there's probably somebody more famous that went to Delaware. Joe Flacco.
He's a pretty famous player.
Pretty famous. Got Super Bowl win. All right. So we're split on that one. Jude is taking Western Kentucky. Lindsay's taking Western Kentucky. Hunter and I, we're taking the Blue Hens of Delaware. And it's a Friday night game. So something to look forward to. Now, there was a few other games on Friday nights I thought about picking. So how this works is I pick the games. I send them to the guys about 24 hours before the show, and then they make their picks, send them back in our group chat, and then we have a running total. Now, I don't have the running total because that would require me to do some mathicals here, and you know what, it's kind of not happening right now. Anyhow, so that's it for the Friday games. We're not gonna cover Charlotte, South Florida. I think South Florida wins that game by a lot. New Mexico at San Jose State. That's going to be a fun game to watch. Hard hitting, but it's not moving the needle. West Virginia, BYU, not moving the needle. Colorado State, San Diego State. I think San Diego State won a game last week 6-3. It's kind of hard to say, should we talk about this team?
It's a baseball score in a football game.
Yep. All right. We hop on into Saturday, 11 a.m. on ESPN2 from Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. They call it the Queen City, by the way, Lindsay. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
The Bearcats of Cincinnati, they're favored by 1.5 points. Vegas is 55.5 points to play the game between the Cyclones of Iowa State, the number 14 Cyclones of Iowa State, and the Cincinnati Bearcats. I'm just going to let America know right now that the entire Wide Right CFB crew, we all picked Iowa State to win. So congratulations, Cincinnati, on back-to-back wins this week. Oh, my gosh.
But it's going to be it's going to be one of those tight games again. Cincinnati's only favored by 1.5 going in. So it really is anyone's ball game. I think that Iowa State, though, is going to have what it takes defensively to hold them off and bring this one home.
You know, anytime we have we all agree on one game, we ought to have to pick the over or under just to create some separation. You know what I mean? For half points. For next year, I think we'll do that. We'll have to have half points.
Okay.
You get a half point for being right on the over under or the you can have 2 points. Go lead. That's a lot of work for me to keep up with. You know that? We'll find time. We'll dive into our budget here. Delve into our coffers, and come up with some financing. Are you ready to move to the?
It's all the sponsorship dollars you get from Tampax.
Yeah, Bush Bavarian. If you're gonna drink Bush Bavarian.
Don't drink Tampax. Do not.
It's the official tampon of Wide Right CFB Maypax.
Hi, this is Wide Right CFB urging you never to travel to Tijuana.
All right, we better stop before we say something really stupid. Speaking of, where's Ted Danson this week?
No one's around this week. I don't know. Must be a busy week for everybody.
I don't know. Maybe they're watching something else. Is there something better on?
All the baseball games are over.
Oh, nice. Maybe they're having. Maybe ESPN 8 to Ocho has the towel whipping championships on.
Oh, maybe.
It's nothing like good towel whipping. You know what I mean?
Everyone needs a good towel whipping.
That's what I'm saying. I know a guy that was so good he could draw blood with a towel.
That's next level. Pro grade towel whipping.
You play enough high school football, you find some stuff out. All right, you ready to go to our third game of the week, Lindsay?
Clemson and North Carolina.
All righty. 11 a.m. ESPN, the four-letter network, from Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The Clemson Tigers are favored by 14.5. Vegas is 46.5 to play the game. I took Clemson. You took Clemson. You took Clemson. Hunter took Clemson. You know why? Because North Carolina is not winning this game.
Bill Belichick's coaching North Carolina into the ground.
I think we are all going to pick the over, and we're all going to put Clemson to cover. Without that. But Bill Belichick is definitely covering in the hot chick girlfriend department.
He wins every week as he gets to go home and do things to
cover her
hot girlfriend.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. We're just gonna keep going. We're gonna move on to our next game, our number 4 game of the week. Kansas State Wildcats at the Baylor Bears, 11 a.m. on ESPN Plus. This is from McLean Stadium in Waco, Texas. Baylor's a 5.5-point favorite. 61.5 points to play the game. I'm going to tell you right now, this game, if you have ESPN Plus, this is going to have a ton of offense. I don't know how it's not on TV. You couldn't find ESPN 8, ESPN U, put it somewhere where people didn't have to go and stream it. But streaming is getting pretty popular nowadays. So I would imagine that a lot of people probably have the ESPN app and they can watch Kansas State at Baylor, 11 a.m. Tune in. I'm taking over right here. I think that not only do they cover by a country mile, right? And then Baylor, I did pick Baylor to win. In fact, we all picked Baylor to win. Yeah. I'm picking Baylor to win, to cover, and to take the over.
I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game as well. I don't know.
I mean, Baylor has no defense. I mean, zero. No defense. None. Zero. Zilch. Not a. Nothing.
Should be a high-scoring game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is going to be a lot of points scored in this one. It's funny. We have a lot of 11 a.m. games this week, Lindsay. Our number 5 game of the week is a CIC game, a Commander-in-Chief Cup game, right? This will decide. This is probably the 2 best service academy teams, in my opinion, Air Force and Navy. This happens on CBS. They actually put it on the regular TV network, 11 a.m. from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis, Maryland. Navy's a 12.5-point favorite, 52.5 points to play the game. Now, interesting thing is Jude and Lindsay both took the Air Force.
That's right.
As Hunter and I have taken Navy to win the game. I think Navy's going to be able to run the ball. They're going to be able to. They have better defense and better offense. I think they have more weapons. They're more explosive. I think Navy wins this game. It's also a Commander-in-Chief game, right? So it means a lot more because it's something only 3 schools in Division I college football can play. So I think it makes it kind of unique. So I think you can kind of set records aside and you can go like, hey, they're going to play their hardest because it's another service academy. Lindsay, what are your thoughts on this game?
Well, for some reason, I can't quite fathom. I chose Air Force, only probably to be contrarian this week. But I think Air Force is going to have their hands full if they're going to pull this one out, but I believe they can do it if they stick with it to the end. I don't know that anyone's going to cover that spread of 12.5. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot closer than that, and I'll take the under, which is at 52.5.
All right. Well, now we take a leap. We go from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., and we have our first and possibly our biggest game of the day, depending on who you ask. The number 16 Vanderbilt Commodores travel to Bryant-Denny Stadium at Nick Saban Field in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, to take on the number 10 Alabama Crimson Tide. Bama's favored by 10.5. Over-under says 55.5. Lindsay, everybody picked Alabama except for me. Yeah. I am the lone contrarian because last year Alabama couldn't beat the state of Tennessee. Now, Hunter did point out that they did travel to Tennessee last year. This year they're not going to Nashville. They're playing it in Tuscaloosa. And I'm saying, hey, why not? I have to try to win this thing somehow. So I took the Commodores. I'm going Vanderbilt to win. I think they covered the over, right? But everybody else took Bama. Why'd you take Bama?
Only because they're more consistent, and although I haven't seen Vanderbilt play this year, I just find it hard to believe that Alabama can be in the doldrums for so long. At some point, they have to turn it around. I think this is going to be the start of them for this season anyway. And I see them coming out with a win, although I don't know they're going to cover the spread, which is at 10.5. I'd say they're probably going to win by a touchdown.
As a Texas fan, Lindsay, I can tell you, you could be in the doldrums for a long time.
No, that is true.
Yes. I've had prison sentences shorter, so I've heard. I'm kidding. I've never been to prison. All right, Lindsay. Another 2:30 game. We got a lot of 2:30 games this week.
Yeah.
Now, they're not really Power 5 teams or group of 6 teams. It's not really Power 4. They're group of 6. We have the Boise State Broncos traveling to the number 21 Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 2:30 p.m. on NBC. A traditional Notre Dame game on NBC, playing in Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Notre Dame, Indiana. Notre Dame is favored by 20.5 points. Vegas has 63.5 points to play the game. We've all taken the Irish, hands down. Unless the Irish are playing Texas, I'm never going to pick against the Irish. And to prove it, I am a massive Notre Dame fan. Boom, right there.
Yeah, even if Notre Dame
this is from
win this game.
This is from 1988. This hat.
Oh.
It is a vintage Notre Dame hat. Thank you to my son who bought it for one of my. I think it was for Christmas.
Very nice.
But I have some other Notre Dame stuff. I'll bust it out one day. I have a bean bag from 88, and another thing I used to have on my wall. I was a massive Notre Dame fan. But we've all taken them. I think Notre Dame's got too much offense, too much defense, too much of everything. I think they're faster. I think they're bigger, stronger, faster. They're going to beat Boise State. I think they cover. Yeah. You think so?
Oh, easily. Yeah. This is going to be a lopsided game.
But do you like the variety of picks I've had so far? I thought I picked some pretty interesting games this week.
It's a good mix.
I mean, I could have gone with some softballs, but I didn't think it was a good idea. I thought that, I wanted to throw it out there and see what everybody thought. You know what I mean? And I try to avoid really looking at the picks until after I've made my picks. Just so, I try to keep it as original as possible. So, we have another 2:30 game on ESPN2 from L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. It's the number 24 Virginia Cavaliers traveling to Louisville to take on the Cardinals. Louisville's favored by 6.5 points. Vegas has 61.5 points. I was leaning heavily of going with Virginia this week, but came to my senses. I'm like, gotta trust the process. So that means that Virginia's probably going to win this game and beat Louisville, but we've all taken Louisville. I'm just going to say Louisville wins. I don't know if they cover or not. Lindsay, what do you think?
We would all know something that the odds makers don't know if Louisville wins. I mean, if Virginia wins. But, yeah, Louisville's going to – their favor going is I would expect them to more than cover that spread. It's 6.5, so I'd look for them to win by 10, maybe 14 points on this. I think they're going to have a little more potent offense. And Virginia, although they're ranked 24 and Louisville's unranked, I still think that Louisville has the edge when it comes to executing their offensive game plan.
All right, Lindsay, you want to talk about our number 9 game of the week?
Yeah. Washington.
That is, yep. Washington v. Maryland. And this game happens at SECU Stadium in College Park, Maryland. Washington is the 6.5 point favorite. 53.5 points to play the game. You do realize that Washington is traveling from one coast to another coast. Like there's literally an ocean where they are, and they're going to a opposite ocean.
It's not going to affect them negatively, though, to the point where they're going to risk losing this game. They're going in as the favorites, and I'm going to stick with them on that one. I think they're going to cover that spread 6.5. Look for them to win by 14, 17 points even, and I'll take the over, which is at 53.5.
Everybody except for who took Washington. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. I'm just thinking travel matters. Last week somebody goes, oh, USC's going to win the game. No problem. It doesn't matter if it's 11 a.m. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Jude, I wasn't picking against your team. I was picking against the time.
That's why we play the games.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to take us to the next game, our number 10 game of the week. Now, this is an interesting one. This is where I had to put my thinking cap on and kind of maneuver and come up with a really, I thought, a unique game. And I'm going to let Lindsay elaborate on it a little bit more. It's Maction. It's a Mac game. Really, Maction is saved for a Tuesday night when it's cold out and they got like 12 fans in the stands and it's two really just middle of the road Mac teams just going head to head. I've gotten something close to that now. At 2:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus from Husky Stadium in DeKalb. Did I say that right? Illinois? DeKalb?
I think it's DeKalb. I'm not sure. I'm not from there.
I don't live there. I don't care.
They know what you're talking about.
The Redhawks of Miami of Ohio, the Ohio version, take on the Huskies of Northern Illinois. This game, Vegas says, 4.5-point favorites for the Redhawks of Miami of Ohio. 39.5 points to play the game. And, well, lo and behold, we have kind of a dilemma here, Lindsay. Half of us taken Miami of Ohio. The other half have taken Northern Illinois.
Go figure. Northern Illinois comes in with a little bit of game plan, I believe. I think they're better coached, and I would expect that they will take this probably by a touchdown and maybe two. And I'll take the over because I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this one.
Well, Lindsay, I hate to disagree with you here. I am taking the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. I'm saying that Miami of Ohio doesn't cover, and I think that I'm going to take the under. This is going to be a good old-fashioned MAC game. Like, this is a good old 12-9 game here. You know what I mean? 12-9.
Ooh, bold prediction. I like it.
Bold prediction. Bold pit cop. You big dodgeball fan? It's a bold pit cop. All right, Lindsay. That's going to take us to our number. Are we really on our? Oh, wait, hold on. I've got two Miamis on my list. I was like, are we really on our number 15 game? I'm like, holy crap.
No, next we're in Nebraska and Michigan State.
Michigan State. This is a 3 p.m. game. FS1, Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Huskers are favored by 11.5. Vegas is 49.5 points to play the game. We have all taken Nebraska against my better judgment. I'm leaning so heavily Michigan State, but my brain is telling me to take Nebraska. I think Nebraska, this might be where we see Nebraska's defense match Nebraska's offense. We finally get a whole game out of Nebraska. What do you think about that?
I agree with you there. And I think that when you look at how they're going to be playing this game on both sides of the ball, you throw in some pretty good coaching, then they're going to have Michigan State aspects of the game. I don't know if they're going to cover, though, but I'll take the over because I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. Ultimately, Nebraska is going to come away with it, but they're not going to win by the 11.5 that the line has them on. I'd say 7 to 10 points at the most.
I can lean that direction. I'm not. Choosy kids choose Jif. All right? That's all I can say. Yep. Not a sponsor of the podcast yet. Yet. I take Jif. You know what I mean? They could put it with the, what's that stuff called when they put the jelly in with the peanut butter? The swirl.
I never had that. It's weird.
It's gross.
Do it.
All right, I'm going to be real honest with you. Jif. I'm going to say this behind Lindsay's back. I'm not a fan of peanut butter. I don't like peanut butter. I love
What's your favorite food staple? What's your favorite food staple in the house?
Lindsay, I take a vitamin every day. It's called a steak.
Vitamin steak for me.
Yes, I love. No, actually, I really do like steak. I don't eat a lot anymore. It's always high protein, almost no carbs. Yeah. But when you don't eat sugar, it's a weird deal. So if you don't eat like a lot of processed foods, or if you don't eat any processed foods, and you don't eat sugar, you don't crave it. When you do eat it, you're just kind of like, oh, it's kind of gross. I was like,
yeah.
What have I done to myself? I've ruined my body. I can't enjoy a good donut anymore.
No,
what the
over the
hell's
years,
wrong with me?
Over the years, I don't eat sugar like I used to for the same reason.
No, I don't, I don't eat ice cream anymore either, which is kind of a sin.
Every now and then I'll have some, but I don't crave it.
No, I don't even like
sugary foods anyway.
No. Anyways, no, I have a good blend of things I go to. I would say the only thing, I think the real treat that we do have in the house is watermelon.
Nice.
During the season.
My wife buys it all the time.
So good. I love it. I don't know why. Wife loves it. Daughter loves it.
Buys it all the time. Mostly to give it to the chickens and the deer in our yard.
Oh, well, you'd have cats there too. I'd be feasting with them.
You can come in the house and eat at the table like a normal person. It's okay.
Hey, can I just
we
have the water?
Our friends in the yard.
Hey, I'm just saying. I mean, you can send me there. Hurt my feelings.
I'm not beneath that.
All right, let's get back on to some football talk. Our number 12 game of the week, the number 11 Texas Tech Red Raiders travel to TD-ECU Stadium in Houston, Texas to take on the Cougars of the University of Houston. This game's at 6 p.m. on ESPN. We have a lot of games on the four-letter network this week, you know what I mean? Like on True Blue ESPN. So if you're watching ESPN, just click that thing on, leave it on there. You're going to watch what we're going to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech's favored by 11.5. Vegas is 52.5 points. I'm taking Tech. I'm taking the over. We're all taking Tech, but I'm taking Tech. I'm taking the over. I'm taking them to the cover. I'm taking the over. I think Tech scores probably the 52.5 on their own. What do you think?
No, I'm right there with you. I don't see this being a close game at all. It's certainly not going to be as close as the line would have us indicate. I'd look for them to win by at least 2 touchdowns. Certainly the over. There's going to be a lot of offense.
Yeah. All right. Our number 13 game of the week. This is kind of a good one. I think this could be a dark horse game. And I wouldn't be surprised if you told me that the underdog wins this game. Wouldn't shock me. I wouldn't be like, I never saw it coming. But I don't think they're going to win the game. I do think they're going to hold the home team to the under, and they're not going to let them cover.
Are we talking about the same game?
Yeah. At 6:30 p.m. on NBC. From Ohio Stadium in Columbus, Ohio, the Minnesota Golden Gophers travel to take on the number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes. Buckeyes are favored by 23.5. Vegas says 42.5 points to play the game. I'd say they get close to the 42.5 points, but I'm taking the Minnesota Golden Gophers to hold the Ohio State Buckeyes to 18 points or less win. An 18-point or less win. So I'm taking that. I'm taking under. But I'm taking Ohio State to win the game. I'm not dumb.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I might be reckless, but I'm not dumb. We've all taken Ohio State. I think Lindsay's thinking Ohio State wins this thing by a metric shit ton. Would I be correct in presuming that? You're saying take the over. Take the way over. Ohio State probably scores 42 points. They win by 42 points.
It's like you can read my mind. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Your facial expression, you looked at me like I was like, something was wrong with me. Like, you got carbon monoxide poison in there, guy?
You smell burning toast.
Why does it taste like burnt almonds right now? Anyhow, yeah. I do like Minnesota a lot. I think they could be sneaky in this game. They are really good. They have a good defense. They can run the ball. And they're coached by P.J. Fleck, who is a great coach. Now, do I think they're going to win the game? No. But if in some weird universe they do win the game and you told me that Minnesota beat Ohio State, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not unheard of. But I don't think it's going to happen. All right, Lindsay, I think this is probably the bigger of the 2 games of the weekend, even though Alabama and Vanderbilt features 2 higher-ranked teams, technically, because Florida State's number 18.
Yep.
But we have the number 3, University of Miami, the Hurricanes, traveling to Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida. The peach of Florida, Tallahassee. At 6:30 p.m. on ABC. The Canes are favored by 4.5. Vegas says 54.5 to play the game. Now, interesting thing here is we've all taken Florida State, except Hunter, who took Miami. He took the U. So, Lindsay, why are you taking Florida State here?
I'm not really sure what I was thinking at the time, to be honest with you, because
Are you going to change your pick?
I know. Well, I'd hate to change my pick this late in the game. I don't want to waffle, but
You don't be a flip-flopper?
I might flip. I don't know if I'm going to flip-flop this.
Well, you better tell me now because I got a pen in hand.
All right, I'm going to flip-flop the game. I'm going to take Miami to cover. And
are they going to win the game? Yes or no?
Oh yeah, they'll win. But we're going to take the under.
All right, it's Jude and I, which is weird, against you and Hunter.
Okay.
Odd. Strange. I take Florida State because this is where the name Wide Right CFB comes from, right? Because back in the 90s, Florida State was cursed with hitting kicks against Miami to win the game. I don't think they need it. The Wide Right CFB curse is over. Florida State wins this game. And it'll be a cool setting. You get to hear them do the chop at night. The fans will be extra motivated, if you know what I mean.
With sound effects.
Oh man, I'm my own favorite person. I think
You're a good audience.
I'm a good audience. All right, that brings us to our number 15 game of the week, and that's the Mississippi State Bulldogs travel to number 6 Texas A&M, 6:30 p.m. on the SEC Network channel. The Aggies are favored by 14.5 points. Vegas says 55.5 points to play the game. We've all taken the Aggies. I was reluctant in taking the Aggies, but it's not like Mississippi State is that great of a team.
It's not going to be close.
A&M,
no.
A&M, okay, I'll put it to you this way. A&M barely beat a really bad Auburn team. Really poorly coached Auburn team. I'll say that. Really poorly coached Auburn team. They had good players. They were in that game. It was only like a 16-10 win, right? A&M won that game, right? 16-10.
Yeah. But they won.
They did. They also beat my Notre Dame team.
Even the ugly wins are still wins.
Yep, they still count the same. But I'm not taking. I don't trust Mississippi State. I mean, I would trust a lot of things before I trust Mississippi State to win this game. So I'm gonna go with the crowd. I'm taking A&M, SEC Network channel. I don't think they win. I don't think they cover because they haven't covered in the last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna go with A&M to win, but not to cover.
This week it will be a breakout week for them to cover. I think they're going to walk away with this thing early and never look back. I look for them to cover and then some. I'm going to also take the over, thinking that A&M is going to score so many points it'll be a laugher by the time third quarter starts.
All right. We get to our number 16 game of the week. It's another one of those ones where we've all taken the visitor. Kansas travels to Central Florida to take on the Golden Knights at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN2 from FBC Mortgage Stadium in Orlando, Florida. KU's favored by 5.5 points. Vegas says 53.5 points. After the game, Kansas is going to go to Disney World, and they're going to have a good time. No, they probably go to Disney World before they would go. After the ass kicking they give the Golden Knights, they're not going to be allowed back in the state of Florida. That's what I'm thinking.
Oof, it's going to be harsh.
Oof.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Old UCF is the University of College Football, where they would be playing college football and losing to Kansas.
All right, so the only way that UCF wins this game is they bust out the Citronaut uniforms and they become the Citronauts again. They have one game a year where they bust out the Citronaut uniforms. I gotta wait till we have Hunter again on the show so we can pull up what the Citronaut uniforms look like. And lastly, our number 17 game of the week. This is one I had to dig deep. I went and I looked into the annals of college football here.
Right up the annals.
Right up the annals. And I'm like, aha, look at that polyp. And I picked this game. The Wolfpack of Nevada travel The Valley Children's Stadium in Fresno, California, take on the Fresno State Bulldogs at 9:30 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. This is a good game to snooze to. You know what I mean? You snooze to this game. Fresno State's favored by 13.5 points. Vegas says 46.5 to play the game. Tickets as low as $28. Everybody with cash took Fresno State. I'm taking Nevada because I said, what the hell? Why not?
Hey, why not? What do you got to lose on this one? It's not going to be the greatest played game. It's going to be sloppy. I would look for a lot of penalties on this one, although I do think Fresno is going to pull it out. I don't think they're going to cover, though, and I'll take the under.
Well, I appreciate you taking the under and saying they're not going to cover. That gives my team a closer chance, in your opinion. You're thinking, you're like, would I be shocked if I saw Nevada win this game? No. Is Cass going to win this game? No. I'm just making him feel better because I'm his friend. Yeah, I can kind of see how this is going. All right. That covers the games. That's it. That's it. We did it. So how do you like the format? Do you like this format the best where we're not covering all the conferences? We're just hitting like solid.
It's good. 15. It keeps it peppy, keeps it moving along.
Yep. We do kind of hit every conference. I don't think there's a conference we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, Hunter's going to be like, Dad, we need to talk about the Sun Belt. Texas State's going to go and whoop Arkansas State. So go beat the booty out of them. I'm like, all right, there you go. There's your Sun Belt game.
Have to talk about every one of them. Just the important ones. Or just the obscure ones. I like how you're mixing it up. It's a good list.
Well, I almost wrote down Tulsa at Memphis because I saw Tulane Memphis in my mind. And I was like, I got to read that again. Tulane Memphis, that'd be a great game. Tulsa Memphis, not so much. So on to other news. Another coach got fired this week in college football. Sam Pittman. No, Bill Belichick's not getting fired. He will retire before he gets fired.
Oh, but there's a lawsuit. Did you hear about this one?
No. Pray tell.
A former administrator of UNC is suing them because he says, because UNC is a state school, they have to abide by open meeting law regulations, and they did not in the hiring of Bill Belichick, so it has been alleged in the lawsuit. See how this one unfolds? That they did it all behind closed doors, and they should not have done that, says the filing in court.
There you go.
Yep.
I don't think it matters. They're really bad right now. It's going to take a lot.
I mean,
that guy needs to shut up because this is the best coach they're drawing to North Carolina.
That's the thing. I mean, whether he likes it or not, he's drawing people in. So
I mean, like, look, even that little speck on top of chicken shit, that's still chicken shit too. I mean, it's still.
And when you file a lawsuit like this, what are the damages, right? Who got hurt by this?
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, who are you getting there? You know what I mean? There's going to be so many good college football job openings this year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like Arkansas doesn't sound like a great college football job because you're thinking of the state of Arkansas. Arkansas, they have Walmart money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Walmart saves you money, but they're spending it at the University of Arkansas. They want to be a good team. I would say that Walmart is going to spend for their next coach at Arkansas. I don't think Bobby Petrino gets to keep the job. I think he's going to be interim. They're going to tell him thank you, and they're going to tell him to hit the bricks. So
the University of Walmart will be looking for a new coach.
Hey, we can go with that. I'm 100% fine with calling Arkansas the University of Walmart.
UWM.
So you want to hear a good story about Arkansas? I got a great story about Arkansas.
Yeah.
More specifically, the University of Arkansas. So this was like early 2000s. Arkansas was playing Texas here in Austin. And we're eating in like a, I don't know, it wasn't a Cracker Barrel, but for namesake, let's just go. Like say we were eating in a Cracker Barrel. Yeah. And this lady is like sitting there. It was like a chain restaurant, like a Chili's or Applebee's or something along that lines. Mm-hmm. And this lady was like, she was clearly from Arkansas or a fan of Arkansas. And she was like, this place is so trashy. It's so awful. These people here are such trash. And I'm like, yeah, like Starkville's the cultural mecca of the Southwest. And she was like, up. It's like, where the fuck are you from? You think that Austin is like the trailer park over here? It's not like I'm not tooting its horn. I'm like the biggest fan of the city, but I mean, like seriously, when you get talking about some other towns in Texas, we're like, okay, you're not wrong. But you're coming from Fayetteville, Arkansas, the home of the double wide trailer. You know, they probably invented the redneck divorce there.
Yeah. She needs to recalibrate.
Yeah. Well, I let her know. Ma'am, if you're watching, you remember me. Yeah.
She knows who she is.
She knows who she is.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, she was not happy. I didn't cuss at her. I didn't yell at her. I said that. And I even think all the people from the state of Arkansas that were eating in that establishment that day agreed with me. They're like, come on, lady. Come on. We need to bring it down a peg.
We need to call it what it is.
And then I got another good Arkansas story. I actually have relatives in Arkansas.
Okay.
So they're watching. And, there's a reason I haven't called. So when Hunter and I were driving back from Virginia, we stopped at we had the greatest chicken strips ever at a gas station in Arkansas. And we both sat there and we were like, these are fantastic.
That's high praise for.
And it was just like some off the road. We just like a Texaco. We stopped at, they had like chicken strips. They had some people cooking like in a little kitchen.
Yeah.
They're making up food and they're like, what do y'all want? We're like, the chicken strips smell amazing. They're like, well, they don't smell. They are amazing.
All right.
I was like, well, they weren't lying. I don't know. I couldn't find this place again. And I could have just been really tired. It could have been an aberration. I may not have even eaten there. But we had lunch. We had the greatest chicken strips ever from a Texaco gas station somewhere in Arkansas. You can't beat that.
No, we had some of the best barbecue we've had in a long time at some gas station barbecue place on I-35. I don't remember where it was, but we stopped off. I said, that stuff looks pretty good. We had some of these. This is really good compared to those stuff we've had.
This is my problem. Every time I go to Buc-ee's, I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to go in and get a cup of ice and a white monster. I'm leaving after that. And I'm like, man, this brisket?
Yeah. It lures you right in.
Yeah, it's like crack cocaine. And it's like any brisket. Like, I mean, I am a fan of brisket. I really like brisket. And it's like, I get that smell. I'm like, that's brisket. Where's that? That looks pretty good. Oh, you have turkey as well? What else is that? I feel like a chicken. Whenever a chicken sees something, it's like,
and like a chicken anything too. So I count myself in the same category. Yeah.
Oh man. Yep. No, there's nothing about barbecue I don't like.
No, I'm with you.
Well, maybe the price if you want good barbecue.
I do it myself.
They don't give it away.
I do it myself. It's way cheaper and it tastes just as good.
Well, when am I coming over?
Whenever you want. You have an open invitation.
Let me know when we're having brisket. We
have none planned, but next time you'll get the invite.
You got to do it when I'm available too. You can't do it like, we're going to do it Tuesday at 6 p.m. You're like,
No. We'll make it worth your while.
Yes. Maybe we can do it on like a family holiday. That way I can
invite Cass over next time we smoke brisket.
Okay.
Yep, she's good.
Yep, there we go.
You're all lined up.
No, tell me when you want me to buy it.
Okay. It's all set.
There you go.
Yeah.
Done deal. Right now, if I can remember how to get to your house, I kind of have a rough idea. I've been there before.
Punch it right in the GPS and get yourself on over
here. But anyways, I think that's going to wrap the show for this week. What do you think?
That sounds good.
It's a good place to kick off. All right. Yeah. Well, we're enjoying brisket soon.
Yes.
I'll give a report on Lindsay's brisket. I'm going to say right now, I guarantee you, I'm not going to hate it.
No matter what, it's still smoking meat. How can that possibly be bad?
I could say there's a phrase I could say right now. I don't know that it's appropriate, but
don't know
Barbecue
if it's not.
sucks. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
That's right.
With that said, we're going to kick in the show off here. Lindsay, say your goodbyes before I end the show.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Everyone.
Whoever you are. Because I have it streaming on another tab in my browser.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll take it. All right, that's going to wrap it up.
After the fact, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.
All right. And remember, you can't spell college football without O-C, a couple L's, E-H. All right. Remember, folks, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell. Until next time, the team that scores the most points always wins the game. Thanks for watching.